Ustrasana, camel pose, is an intermediate level backbending asana that can be introduced in level 1-2 classes with some modifications that make the asana more accessible. I'll ask Jeanette to come to standing on her knees. For some students, the pressure of the weight of the body down onto the knees is too intense, and a simple solution is to fold the mat over and then step the knees onto that doubled over part of the mat. If a student doesn't need that, then just leave the mat extended out, and one can have even more cushioning there to pad the knees. We want the lower legs to extend straight back from the knees, and then placing a block between the thighs, just the thighs, not the knees, as a tool for helping to feel the inner rotation of the femurs is helpful to help students create that inner rotation, which helps to broaden the sacroiliac joint. Here, in the early goings of the practice, I'll ask Jeanette to curl the toes under to make the heels more accessible to the hands as she starts to lean back. Another alternative would be to place blocks, even a stack of blocks here, for our student to be able to reach more easily if the student not be able to reach their heels. Then I'll ask Jeanette to bring her hands to her hips. And with the hands on the hips, to create a feeling of pressing the tailbone down while lifting up her sternum. I like to suggest the idea of a ribbon tied to the middle of the heart center, lifting the chest to the sky, while at the same time pressing the tailbone down and the hips forward. This pose is usefully introduced at a wall, where a student can be right against the wall to feel the pressure of the hip bones forward into the wall. Or as the teacher, you can place your hands just against the hips to encourage that constant, consistent pressure of the hips forward while pressing the tailbone down. This is all to help create a little bit more space in the lower back. Grounding, rooting, is a challenge in Ustrasana. What we want to encourage is for students to radiate down from the tops of the thigh bones into the knees, to create a grounding effect through the knees, while at the same time pressing down firmly through the feet. Staying with the breath, I'll ask Jeanette to lift a little higher through her chest with a deep inhale, and as she exhales, to gently release back and draw her hands to her heels. And with her hands on her heels, to press down strongly from her shoulders into the heels to leverage the expansion of the chest towards the sky. Now, my fingertips are drawing straight up into the center of her shoulder blades to encourage the lifting of her chest. Maintaining that spaciousness across the heart center, I'll step in front of her, and with my fingertips spreading, with the fingertips drawing down across the sacrum and the thumb pressing up along the spine, I'm here encouraging more length through the lower back. Coming out of this pose can be difficult for many students. Using one hand to press the sacrum down and then pressing up through the heart center as they release back out of the pose can help students drawing back up. And I'll ask Jeanette to simply sit back onto her heels and release the block as we explore further. If a student tends to splay the knees apart or doesn't seem to have the internal rotation of the femurs, encourage them to stay with the block. Otherwise, with the block aside, I'll ask Jeanette to again stand onto her knees. And if a student felt comfortable reaching back to clasp their heels with the toes curled under and feel that they can go deeper into the pose, ask them to point the feet straight back. And straight back, with the toes pointing straight back and the heels straight up towards the sky, we want the students to root down firmly through the feet. And then again, with the palms together at the heart and lifting the chest. So here, I'd like you to draw your hands to your hips again and draw your tailbone down and lift your chest. And taking a deep breath in, again slowly drawing back and drawing our hands this time to the heels. And then just to the heels, pressing down firmly. Encourage them to turn their hands out, so the fingertips to the outside and the thumbs to the inside. And then pressing down, if this is accessible and the student wants to go farther, ask them to draw their hands just onto the ankles rather than the heels. A little bit deeper of a backbend positioning. Tailbone pressing down, chest pressing up. In assisting a student in coming out, another option is to draw the hands just underneath the heart center and lift there while pressing down with the hand on the sacrum and encourage them to come up slowly, and then again to sit back onto the heels. Beautiful. Ustrasana, the camel pose.